Hello and welcome. This is Ruth, and today I have a new stamp set from Tonic Studios, and this one is called Good Times Ahead, just like it says in that little stamp. So we've got a stamp set here, an A5 size stamp set and an A5 die set that matches in with it. So all of these are not exactly the same here, but they do match in, and you can use some of them together. So we've got this little floral ring, and this is the outside die for it and the inside die. And then we've got a little floral heart and the outside and inside dies for that. And I can imagine loads and loads of uses for that one. The sunburst, we've got the actual sunburst here in the stamp form, but this little die will be very, very useful as well. And then this sort of half of a sun as well. And hearts are always a good one. So we've got 1, 2, 3 there. And then lots of little leaves and different bits and pieces. So I think I'll just lift out some ink and I'll get my stamping platform and some card, and I'll be right back. While I'm just doing that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done that, and hit the notification bell. And then if you're enjoying it, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. That always helps. And leave me a little comment, and I'll be back in 2 ticks. I've already gone ahead and prepped my little stamp set. So I take the back sheet of acetate off it and then just scrub over the back of this very lightly with some soap and water, and then pat it dry and let it air dry, and then they're all good to go. Tonic stamps are actually pretty good in this respect, but it's just a habit I've got into. Quite a lot of stamp sets, when you buy them, have a little film of some kind of protective film or an oily residue over the top of them, and it means that if you just take them directly from your little acetate sheet or whatever and try to stamp them, maybe the ink won't exactly be in all of the little pieces. You'll maybe get little areas missed just because of that little residue. So clean them off with a little eraser, or as I've done here with soapy water and a little scrubbing brush, and they'll work a treat. So I've now picked off this little one with the heart on it here, and I'm going to stamp it here. To colour these in with my elementary mid-tones in the classic colour pencils from Tonic, so these are the Nouveau ones. Coloured all of that in, and then I've used both of those dies to cut it out. So we've got the actual ring itself with the aperture in the centre, and now I've got an A6 card, and I've taken some of the beautiful paper from the So Crafty A4 kit. I'll link that down below if you don't know about that. It's beautiful, double-sided, lovely colours in it as well there, but I really love this one. And I've cut that to roughly 8 centimetres. So long as it fits inside your card and it's the same length, that will be fine. And I've cut a panel of white card a little bit wider than that, but the same length as the card as well. And I'm going to pop that on there. So I'm going to glue this panel together, but I don't want to attach it to the card just yet. I've got that glued together, and now I want to glue this on here, and when I've done that, then I'm going to cut the aperture right through these 2 pieces here. So I'll set it right on there, and you can feel it click. It won't move anywhere once that's done, and it'll give you the lovely aperture right through the centre of this. Now I've got a piece of acetate, and I've put red liner tape, so that's high tack tape, all around the outside of that, and I'm going to cover that aperture with that. And then now I can go right around just this area here with the small foam pads and cover that all up, and I'll not leave any gaps, and that way then I can make this into a little shaker card. See there how I've got those little foam pads really tightly all around the outside of the aperture there on top of the acetate, and then I've added bigger ones on the outside, and I've already taken all the backing off. I always take the backing off before I put the sequins and things in, because if you try to do that afterwards you can end up with a bit of a mess and have sequins everywhere. Well, I can manage to make a mess even when I have the backing off, so there we are. We'll just pop those in there. And then I have taken the outside die again and I've cut the backing in exactly the same size. I'm just going to take these couple of pieces off with the tweezers and then attach that on there. That will hold all of those in place. Then I can flip that over and attach it to the card. Next, I've taken the two little stamps that have the leaves on them and I've stamped them with green ink onto a pistachio green card. I always hold on to all my little scraps of that pistachio green because whenever you need leaves you don't really usually need big pieces, so it's always very handy to do that, and then you can die cut it out just like that. So I've stamped first and then die cut. One little leaf goes one way and one goes the other, and I've done 3 of each of them, and I'm going to put 4 up at the top here, just like that, glue them on like that, and then I have stamped the "You Are Amazing" onto white card, and I have used the little die from the set to cut that out. So that's this one, and I've cut that out twice, so it's in white right on top of the stamped area, and then I've cut it out in pistachio green and just split the die down the centre and moved it out to the sides to give a little edging on that there, and then that is going to go on there, and my other 2 little leaves then will go there. And I kind of liked the idea of 3 different hearts coming down there, so I took that little die, and that is 2 tiny little hearts on it, and I've cut that out in red mirror card, and the bigger one then will go on there and the smaller one will go on there. Just to finish that off, I'm adding some buttermilk crystal drops around the outside of the little heart here, and then maybe a few around the leaves as well. For my second card then, I'm going to stamp the floral ring this time, and then I'm going to colour it in using the same pencils, and I'm using my stamping platform for that just to make sure I get it well covered with ink. The card base this time, I've cut out 2 large layering circles. Now these are from a different layering set. It's actually an old Tonic set that I got many years ago, but I've cut out 2 circles and I have scored one of them at 1 centimetre down from the top, and then I popped that straight into my guillotine, and directly parallel to that I took off just a tiny little sliver, so it's just that amount, and that's going to be on the back. I'm going to glue this on top of this. And then because that's exactly opposite there, that means when that stands up it won't rock about because this piece will hold it firm, and it also means that you won't see it from the outside, so it's only visible from the back. And it's a really good way of making a circular card. So there we are, you can't see that from the front at all. And I'll just show you how it stands up then. Just like that, with no rocking about. Now I've taken Arctic blue paper and I've cut myself a layer for the top of that in a smaller size circle. And I think whenever you're doing this you must remember to have this part that you've got for the back, to have that straight in front of you, because then you could end up having this sort of not going in the right direction after all of your hard work. This is the bit then that I coloured in, and I cut it out with the die, but I didn't cut the centre out this time because I want to put the sentiment in the centre. And I'm just going to get that ready to put on there. But I have cut out this beautiful sun, and I really, really love that. And I'm thinking that would be really lovely. You could put an age on that, or you could put a little photo in it in a memory book. There's all sorts of ways that you could use that. I'm just going to pop it there, and then I want to put this on over the top here, but I'm going to add a couple of little clouds in. If you don't have a cloud die, you could just hand cut that, but these are actually from an older Tonic kit. No, it's a stamp club actually. I think it's called Shoot for the Stars, if I remember right. Anyway, I'll check that while I'm editing, and I'll put that down below. And this then is going to go right on top there in the centre. So you want this part in the centre, and we'll put a couple of other little clouds in there. That one just go in there. 2 clouds is enough. Now I've stamped that little sentiment, you're doing great, and that's going to go on there. And I've got that on 3D foam pads as well. And then that makes a lovely little circular card. I've die cut the 2 little hearts again. That's a really, really cute little set of dies there. And I've cut them out multiple times, and I'm going to add them all around here. I'll just pop a few of these on here, and I think that is really cute. Actually want to add all of those little hearts on there, but I think I'd like to add something extra onto here. So I've got some Moonstone glimmer paste, and I'm just going to brush a little bit on there. And I would like to leave a bit of texture as well as the shine on it, so I'm kind of stippling it, I think would be the word, although it's not a stipple brush, but you can do this with any brush you have. And I don't actually want it all over there, so just on part of the cloud and part of this one as well. And that kind of makes that look more like a fluffy cloud and gives a little bit more interest and texture to the card. There we are. I probably shouldn't do this, but I just feel that I would like to brush that right around there smoothly this time. I like the shine. So I think I want a glittery sun. And there we are. That's that one finished, and I need to get the lid back on this before that starts to dry. Well, that's my 2 cards made, and I hope you like them. I hope you enjoyed watching along, and I always love a shaker card, but I do actually quite like making circle cards as well. And I love the colour on that one, and I really love that sort of glittery effect on it as well. So don't forget to bring in lots of the different things that you have. You've probably got some of these sequins and different things, and maybe even in different colours, but they would tie in along with that. The other thing, I think it's nice that those leaves are stamped in green. Quite often we tend to stamp in black, but it's really, really nice in the green there as well. Though I've stamped black here, but actually the leaves themselves are just green. And then this one with all that glitter, I really, really like that. So thanks for watching along, and don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, to do that. Hit the notification bell, and I'll see you again soon. My affiliate links to all of these products will be down below in the description. So thanks to everybody who uses those. I do really appreciate that. And I do really appreciate you watching. And I really appreciate everybody who takes the time to leave me a little comment as well. So thank you very, very much. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye bye.